Okay, is that audio any better? I haven't actually checked it there to see if that's any better. Okay, cool. Alright, glad. Alright, awesome. Fantastic. I don't know why the audio was being weird there for a minute, but restarting OBS seemed to do the trick, so I'm going to call that good. Let's not jinx it. Let's go ahead and get started. So I will redo my intro real fast. For anyone that doesn't know, my name is Brendan. Welcome to Dev Chatter. I hope you're all having a fantastic Saturday. It is Saturday, May 26th, and I hope you're all having a good morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever time it is for wherever you are in the world. So welcome everybody. Hype, welcome back. Glad to see you're all here. Thank you for letting me know about the audio issue. I don't know what Streamlabs was doing, but a restart seemed to fix it, so I'm just thrilled that the audio is good again. So, to cover things real fast, I wanted to talk to you all about what we do here on chat. So the first thing I want to mention is that I'm going to link it in the chat room here. All the code that we do here on stream is out on GitHub at github.com/devchatter. So as we do things, we push it up there. So you can actually even see that code during the stream if you have that up in another tab. So you'll actually be able to watch and look at the branch we're pushing to as long as you pay attention to which one we're on. Next thing that I want to mention is the chatbot that we use in here is developed on stream. So when it has issues or anything like that, you can now you can send us pull requests. You can log an issue in on the GitHub website if you like, and I will go ahead and pull it up so you guys can see that. So this is the Dev Chatter bot on GitHub, and we do get a lot of issues and suggestions, feature requests from a lot of our regulars here on stream. So you'll notice that while the beginning has a bunch of mine, there are plenty that are not from me. And then additionally, we get pull requests from some people. Honeypop, welcome back. Things are great. Karma Lightning, welcome back. Jason Lautzenheiser. I hope I didn't butcher your name. I gave it a shot, but welcome. Coated Beard, welcome. Honeypop, yes, you're a regular now. Karma Lightning likes being irregular. Yeah, it's way too mainstream to be regular. So I want to welcome everybody, and I hope you're having a great day. So what we're going to be working on today is not the chatbot. So that's our normal project. We are going to be making a couple of, we're going to be working on the same thing that we started on Thursday. So it's been a couple of days since we streamed. For anyone that doesn't know, our stream info down below has what our schedule is. We stream on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So this is our Saturday stream, last one of the week, and we'll be streaming again on Monday. The other thing I want to mention is that you can find archives of our videos here in the video section on Twitch, or if you're on YouTube, we have them there as well. Our videos are going to be starting to appear on YouTube faster before, so I'm going to catch YouTube up to Twitch a little bit, so you can watch there as well. And then the other thing that I want to mention before we start coding this, I want to talk about our upcoming streams. So today's stream is right here. We're going to be continuing on our Rock, Paper, Scissors, Boom game. Catch up YouTube, that sounds right. Yes, Async Awake. I am going to start adding in a lot of the missing videos to YouTube. I'm going to have them start appearing a little bit faster there so that YouTube and Twitch are closer to being in sync so that people can actually watch more of our videos there. For anyone who does want to check any of our older videos out, they are out on YouTube. I just linked to our YouTube channel there. You will notice that our YouTube channel has a really bad URL. Once we get enough subscribers on YouTube, we'll be able to fix that URL to be a nice one, probably youtube.com/c/devchatter. And that will be what we update to. But I want to talk with you guys about the upcoming schedule. So we have a couple of pair programmers scheduled for next week. So Thursday and Saturday will be pair programming streams. So we're going to be doing some pairing with... And welcome, developers from Hacking TV. Thank you for the host. Much appreciated. So we're going to have Jimmy on Thursday. We're going to be doing some coding there. Jimmy and I are still discussing exactly what we're going to pair program when he's on. And then on Saturday, we're going to be looking at building static sites, so statically generated sites with Dave Glick. So 1 week from today, that'll be a really good stream, so I hope you guys don't miss that one. So if you can get that on your schedule, I'd recommend you try to make it next week. And then the week after, we're going to have Maxime on Tuesday to do some Azure stuff with us. And then we even have a pair programming stream scheduled out in mid-June. So I had to add this extra section in here because I do want to let you all know what streams are coming up. And I've got a couple of other guests that we are getting lined up for the stream. So hopefully you are all ready for some awesome pairing sessions. And we will get to those fairly soon. So, I don't want to be in this project, so let's get that out of here. I want to jump over to our other project. So, rock, paper, scissors, boom. So, I want to make sure that I tell all of you essentially how this works. Yes, the pull request is in there! Fantastic! We were discussing this in our Discord yesterday, but we got a pull request for this project. We were discussing it on our Discord. For anybody that doesn't know, that's our Discord. Essentially, one of our regulars here took the liberty of making some improvements to how we determine the winner. So, what I always tell everybody while we're doing this stream is that what you want to do when you're programming is first make something work. You want to make something that works, you want to get it tested, and you want to do it in a way that just makes sense. Like, you can understand the code. And then what you do is you make that better. So you try to make it more readable, more maintainable, better code. And then, if your code is something that needs to be high performance, instead of doing the make it readable, you might have to make it less readable to make it fast. Now let me explain the rules of the game that we are building. So we are building a game called Rock, Paper, Scissors, Boom, and in this game, essentially what we're going to do is we're going to let each competitor add in a bot that they're going to have play this rock, paper, scissors game. But it's not a standard rock, paper, scissors. And this is where some smarts in your bot are going to come into play. So each bot is going to face each other bot in 1,000 rounds of rock, paper, scissors to determine a winner of that match. The difference is that you'll be able to throw a bomb, and a bomb will defeat rock, paper, or scissors played by your opponent. You could also throw a water balloon. A water balloon will defeat the bomb, but will lose to rock, paper, and scissors. Each bot is going to have play 1,000 rounds, but in those 1,000 rounds, you'll have 100 bombs that are available to be thrown. So I think we call it dynamite. So yeah, we call it dynamite in here. So the idea is you can throw a dynamite as one of your options. Obviously, anytime you match your opponent, it's considered a tie, but that would still waste your dynamite, for example. And then, and you have as many water balloons as you want. You have as many rock, as many paper, as many scissors, as many water balloons as you want. The only restricted item is dynamite, because dynamite is extra strong. So the goal is to try and figure out when the opponent is throwing what other things so that you can win. So by making a little bit of smarts, you should be able to make your bot beat the opponent more often. Okay, so here's where performance comes into play. The number of matches that we're going to play is the combination of the number of players, because every player has to play every other opponent. That means that we're going to have to compare our rock, paper, scissors comparison 1,000 times for every match, and there is a match between every player. Zidane Firelol. Yes, you can ask. What's up? WTF Blub, I will explain that when we get that piece, but I am planning on it being one of a couple of options. So, either we're going to figure out how to have people send us their bots, which I don't like that idea because then we have to worry a lot about security, or the alternate option is we're going to have you give us the URL of your API, where we're going to be able to call a ping endpoint to confirm that your API really is one that is supposed to play rock, paper, scissors. Assuming that your API responds back with the correct thing, saying that it can play, we will be talking to your API. Now, the reason I want to do it this way is if we have it so that all you have to do is load up an API somewhere that can just respond with what it's supposed to respond with, then what that will allow us to do is to have you write your bot in whatever you want. So, for example, you could write it in JavaScript, you could write it in C#, you could write it in Java, you could do Python, you could write it in C++ if you wanted. It doesn't matter then. So you get full control over what language you use to compete and what technology you use. So someone might want to do like a machine learning approach or something like that. Okay, so your question. You want to start learning game hacking. You know something about C++, but you can't understand some of the code and you want to create your own code. So I guess my short question there is, you say game hacking. Does that mean that you want to be able to hack multiplayer games? You want to be able to hack local games, like to, cheat yourself, infinite lives or something like that? Or are you talking like modding a game, where you want to be able to add in that kind of stuff? Sushinator, welcome. Yeah, no, so we could potentially add Lizard and Spock at some point if we wanted, Sushinator. But hey, welcome. And C# Fritz. Welcome, developers from C# Fritz's channel. Hopefully you are all looking forward to some more C# and .NET Core coding. We here are doing some ASP.NET stuff. We're building a competition site, so welcome everybody. Hopefully you're all having a fantastic Saturday. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, whatever it is in your time zone, welcome. And we're going to take a look at some of this code. So, really quickly, I want to show you our original code that we did as kind of, like the V1 of this. We did a simple switch statement. So for anybody who is coming in, we're doing a game where it is a competition. We're going to allow essentially anybody to submit their own bot that they want to compete in a game of rock, paper, scissors. And in this game of rock, paper, scissors, what they are going to do is there's a couple of special rules. One of them is that you can throw dynamite if you want. You are limited in how frequently you can throw dynamite. Dynamite will beat rock, paper, and scissors, but it will lose to water balloon. Water balloons can be thrown as often as you like, but the only thing they beat is dynamite. So it basically makes the water balloon the worst one, except against dynamite. So it's figuring out when to throw each thing to try and beat your opponent. So this is our initial naive approach. So we wrote this, confirmed that it all worked, and wrote a suite of unit tests to confirm that this worked the way that we expected it to. So we have a bunch of unit tests that very clearly figure this out. Well, from this, one of our loyal viewers went and set up... Karma, yeah, we could get into some of the weird cases where something else maybe should beat something else. Don't try to apply logic to what would win, because I'm still arguing that there's no way that paper beats rock. Because I can make some sharp rocks that'd cut its way out of paper. You heard of flint? Man, like arrowheads and stuff were made out of rock. So I could make a sharp, pointy rock to cut a paper. Async awake, but a paper boat floats on water. Exactly. Okay, so we got this. Let's take a look at the pull request that we got yesterday, I think. 14 hours ago. Today-ish. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this pull request. What I'm going to do to take a look at the pull request is I'm going to open this up here. So in my branch selection that I pull down, I can actually pull down the pull request section and grab the pull request, even though that's not actually been merged in any way yet. So, how can scissors beat paper when the paper can turn into a plane and fly away? I mean, Fans of my stream might have just freaked out right now if they noticed that I was drinking a beverage that was not what they'd be expecting. So the regulars are all like, "Where's your usual drink?" Yeah, exactly. WTF Blub. No, I have more Pepsi downstairs. This is Dr. Pepper. Okay, so it should change this file. There we go. Okay. So this file got fairly weird. I'm going to take this and turn it into a summary comment. I'm going to make it one of these. There we go. There. Okay, this code is going to look a little scary, and I apologize for that. Okay. What else? I want to do it in the multiplayer games, but I don't really know how reading and editing memory works in C++. I could, but I probably can't jump into memory editing in C++ on the stream, because that's not like we're usually we're focused on this right now. But there are some things with that. Now the trick is with multiplayer games, keep in mind that anybody that's doing it intelligently is trying to send as little information down to your computer as possible. So the stuff that you have usually isn't all that relevant. So it depends on what data you want to pull. Okay, am I not running? I wonder if my ReSharper's freaking out about that. I need to check what version we're running of the language. Latest major version. I want to put us on the latest. Oh, I made a mistake right here. I want to point out to you guys the mistake I just made. Here is the mistake I just made that I want to show you all. So I am going to save it so you can take a look. So that you can all learn this. So I went to go change the version of C# that I'm running because I want to be able to use a C# 7.2 language feature because that's actually what was in this pull request. But what I did was I went into the properties of this project and I changed, on the advanced section, I changed the language we use. The problem is I did not first change the configuration. Because I didn't change the configuration, what it did was this. Let me show you in here. The actual change it made inside of the project file is this. It added this section. When it did this, it said that there's a condition, that it's only going to do this in debug. So what that means is I changed our programming language while we're debugging, but when we released this, it was not going to be on the latest version of C#, and that was going to cause us some problems. So the way that I can fix this is by either going back into those properties and choosing all configurations when I select that, or alternately, what I could do is just go into this and change the file. So, Spartan, hello, welcome. I am doing well. So this is the one that it created before. This is the one I just created now when I said all configurations, but I don't really want to list them both because I want it to always be the same. So what I can actually do is remove the condition from this. And now what it'll do is it will treat this as latest version of C# every time. So it will always try and keep it on the latest. So now when I rebuild, I might need to reload this file. I might need to like close it and reopen it. So we're gonna do that. Why is it squiggly and telling me that that's a language feature? Yes, allow it to suggest. There we go. Okay, so that was ReSharper that was freaking out about that being a 7.2 language feature, not Visual Studio complaining about it. Okay, so I'm going to explain how this code works. WTF Blub. Yeah, we should really think about that, actually, how we want to do that. Anyway, let me go ahead and show you how this is set up. So, I want to explain basically what we've got here, because this is a little confusing as written. And actually, just because it is weird, I think I might want to do that. Wait, no, don't split the if. Just return that. Replace it with a return. There we go. So, do a return, but not have it as a, an expression-bodied member. Can you explain the difference between .NET Framework, .NET Core, and .NET Standard? Yes, I can. I actually explained that on a stream earlier in the week. So there is a video you can check out, but I will give you the quick rundown of what the difference is real fast. .NET Core, Standard, Framework. I'm looking for the Microsoft Docs page on this because it has a good thing for it. Yeah, that's... No, not that one. Choose, hang on. Where is it? Nope. Where's the versions? Net Standard? There it is. Okay, so this is what I was looking for. So I wanted to show you this little chart that they've got here because this is a good way of explaining what the difference is. There's actually a lot of ways that people like to explain it. I like to explain it this way. So .NET Standard, .NET Core, .NET Framework, they're all different things. The one thing I don't like about these docs is that I feel like this row should be more than just bolded. You'll notice it's slightly more bold here. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see that. You'll notice Net Standard is bold. The reason for that, if you know C# well at all, you understand the idea of an interface. If you think of .NET Standard 2.0 as kind of being like an interface here, what you can say is that .NET Core 2 implements that interface, and Framework 4.6.1 implements that interface. So it's not a perfect analogy, but I like to explain it that way because I think programmers wrap their head around it really quickly when you mention that it's an interface. So the idea is that if I make my class library a Net Standard class library, that means I'm depending on the Net Standard 2.0 interface. So it could be run by code that is using .NET Core 2.0, or it could be run by code using .NET Framework 4.6.1 or newer. For an example of that, if you take a look at my project here, I have a class library that's using Net Standard 2.0, which means that my project that runs it can be Core 2.0 or Core 2.1 in this case. Either one works fine. And that's sort of what the difference is between Standard and Core and Framework. The difference between Core and Framework is that Core is the new lightweight cross-platform framework that is built to kind of get the same kind of... It's built to basically be like the full .NET Framework, but it's not exactly the full .NET Framework, so it's missing some pieces. So it's made to be lighter weight, faster, more efficient. So .NET Core is basically the new awesome lightweight framework, and .NET Full Framework is, you know, monolithic, big. It's got all the pieces that you need. So that's basically the difference. I went a little more in depth in my discussion on a previous stream, which you can find in the videos section, but I don't remember which day I did that discussion. So someone had asked me to do that one, so we did that on stream. Okay. Alright, so I wanted to explain this code, because you all saw this code a minute ago. This used to be a switch statement, and what is here now is confusing. So I want to explain it really quickly, because this is the new code that was sent to us by one of our regular viewers. So I want to show you because it is an awesome idea. Oh, and Slavic Donut and Wajzik. I apologize if I butchered either of your names, but welcome. Thank you for following, both of you. Hopefully you're enjoying Dev Chatter and like the way I explain things. Okay, so essentially, this enum used to be just a regular enum, but it got changed into an enum of shorts, and it also got changed so that the values of these enums were set to binary literals. So essentially, the way that these are set up is the right side of this underscore here is, so there's the separation. The right-hand side is a value to tell you which one it is, rock, paper, scissors, dynamite, or water balloon. And the left-hand side of this is what it beats, I believe. So rock beats... rock ties with other rock is what it's showing there. It beats the middle one, so that's scissors, and it beats water balloon. So this one represents rock itself, this middle one represents scissors, and this left one represents water. So that's essentially saying rock beats water, scissors, and other rock. Well, I'm not sure it really needs to beat other rock. This one, the paper one, and I'll explain how this works in a second, so don't worry about that if this looks confusing yet. The next one, paper, beats rock. It beats other paper is what it's listing as, and it beats water balloon. So you'll notice rock, paper, and scissors all have this first bit here set, and that means that they beat water balloon. This bottom one is also water balloon. So the only thing that doesn't beat water balloon is dynamite. But you'll notice that dynamite is listed as beating everything else. So that makes sense. So that's how this is set up. Craigsify. So yes, it is actually, and I will explain why. So there's only one case where it makes sense to write code that is non-obvious. Yes, so the one time that you want to write code that is hard to read, there's one circumstance, and that is when you actually need performance. And I do actually approve of putting in a little bit of performance here, and the reason for that is that, and there might be another way to do it that's also fast and easy to read, and if someone can get us that, I would love to see it and use it. But we're going to do this comparison. Where is it? Start magic should, run magic should, no. Did I not leave that open? Okay. We are going to do our comparison. These comparisons, how many times? 1,000 times for every match that this runs. So making this nice and quick will help us speed things up so it does not take us forever. Now, it may not matter because some of this might end up being, like, this may not be our bottleneck, but I am willing to have this piece be a little obtuse because I think people generally understand what beats what in this scenario. Let me go ahead and change a couple of things here because I just noticed that this also needs to be a, hang on, advanced... Latest, it's already on latest minor version. Why was it complaining then? I had a red squiggly in there that I'm surprised I had. Let's run all the unit tests then, because this will tell us whether it works. Is winner against should. So, seems like they work. This is the change. Specified numeric values for decision. Updated is winner against updated language version to latest to enable the changes. Specify RC1 final version of the packaging. Enable is stable. Fix typo. Balloon to balloon. Thank you. Looks like I typoed that twice in there. This requires a review. Merging is blocked until there's a review. Okay, so water balloon to water balloon. Oh, nice. That's changing this to that. This is changing the values. That is calling ref when you call it. Changing to the latest language version in our core project. Did that change not end up in the other two projects? Yeah, it didn't end up in the server, that's why. So see, this is why it complained at us on this one that we were using a 7.2 language feature. It's because this needed to get added into here. And then that's the test getting the ref value added, and then that's the unit test project getting the latest version picked also. So, okay. Looks like that's in there. I'm not going to merge that in just yet, because that doesn't really change how our code works just yet. I do want to... I am going to approve it for now, though. And we need to get continuous integration on this project and fast, because we could really use that. Hello, welcome, Nerelk. Is what hard? Don't worry about that code. We're actually going to switch off to a different branch. We're not going to worry about that one just yet. So don't worry about that. We're going to drop those changes and switch back to the code we're on. We're not going to merge in the pull request just yet. I'm probably going to do that off stream because I may want to review the code a little bit more and potentially make a couple of adjustments to it. So let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and refresh everything, rebuild, and keep going on this. So that is just related to some code that is a performance improvement that we're probably going to bring in. That's a pull request that we just got. And Nerelk, did I see you over in C# Fritz's stream? Are you the person that asked about Clean Code, the book? It's a good book, by the way. Yeah, I have a copy of that book, like, ran on a bookshelf right behind my green screen. What's the idea of this project? C# TV, I would be glad to tell you what the idea of this project is. Let me go ahead and run it, and I can explain. You'll notice that this is a standard ASP.NET website, and I haven't gotten rid of all the, I've not gotten rid of all the clutter that starts off in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to the Run the Game page. So right now we don't have any buttons that trigger the game or anything like that. When you run this page, it actually runs all the runs all the matches, which is okay for now because it's only running locally. But we are going to change this so that there's like a button to trigger a rerunning. Maybe we'll do it on like every hour on the hour or something like that. Spartan, yeah, I can explain enums. That's a pretty easy one. But you're going to want to look at enums how they are here, not how they are in that pull request, because that one will just confuse you. So with a lot of things in programming, they're easy once you wrap your head around it. And that's often how it works. So you just got to take the time to wrap your head around something, and then it's usually a lot easier. And sometimes you just need the right analogy, and the right analogy is different for each person. So So that's just kind of the way it works. So C# TV, the idea of this program is this. What we have in here is this. Right now the program has 4, we'll call them bots. The bots in here are named Rocky, Paper, Sharpie, and All Washed Up. And what we're doing is we're having each of the bots compete against each other. So every bot is going to have a match against every other bot. So in this case, that means what we have 3, 2, 1, so 6 matches in total that happen here, I believe, if I did my math right. And in these 6 matches, each match consists of 1,000 rounds. Let me go ahead and show you the instructions real quick. So in these 1,000 rounds, The bots each play rock, paper, scissors. However, it's not a normal game of rock, paper, scissors. They're able to throw dynamite, which will beat rock, paper, and scissors. The difference is that they can only use 100 of those sticks of dynamite during the match. So of their 1,000 rounds, only 100 of them can be dynamite. Tommy Two Toes, welcome. And they can throw water balloons as well. Now, water balloons beat dynamite, but they don't beat rock, paper, or scissors. So water balloon is a bad throw unless you think your opponent's throwing dynamite. So that's basically how it works. The goal of this is we're going to make it so that other people can compete and enter, so it's not just the bots that we have built into our server here. And we're going to have this call out to your API so that you can respond back with your moves. So we're basically going to try to set it up so that we can call your program and say, here's what just happened, go ahead and play your next move, and that's the concept. Spartan, real quick, I'm going to give you a brief explanation of an enum. So we're going to jump over to an enum here. An enum is a struct type in C#. So to give you a quick explanation, that means that it's a value type. To sort of demystify it for you a little bit, in C#, an enum, you can think of it basically as an integer. It's like a special integer. It's like a special named integer set. So this is a collection of integers, basically, where this integer has the value of 1, and because I didn't specify anything else, this one's going to be 2, 3, 4, and 5. But they have a type in C#. So while their value is the same of an integer, C# is keeping track of it as this decision type. So that's sort of the way that they work. So when you're doing comparisons, when you want to see if one matches the other, what it's going to do is it's going to say, okay, are they the same type? Yes, okay, they were both the same enum type. Okay, now I'm going to check their value. So part of the reason why enums get confusing is because they are integers. So that, I think, is what makes them confusing. So you can store their value in a variable, you can cast it to an int, you can cast an int to a variable and to an enum, and that all works fine. And I think that's what adds a lot of the confusion. If you just think of it as a set of named numbers, that is the best way to understand it, I find. Okay, I understand lambdas, delegates, classes, variables, and ternary expressions. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, Spartan, so I will say there are a lot, yeah, so that's part of what they do. So, one other thing I'll mention is there are a lot of cases where an enum is actually the wrong choice and you actually want to be using a full-on object. So if that's what you're running into, where, you're ending up having to create a lot of code because you used an enum, you might want to use an object instead. I just think of enums as a list of things that come from where you can collect various related concepts. So an enum for a phone number type could be like mobile, landline, fax, etc. Yeah, David Whitney's correct. They're often used as classification types. The challenge there is we also frequently need our classification types to be able to change. So a lot of times enums end up as database values anyway, and you don't really need the enum. So I code into an enum when there is going to be code related to those values. So if there are special case circumstances, but even that could be database driven, so they disappear. Okay, so if you want to read up on it, it's very simple. Search for the C# Yellow Book. It's an excellent free PDF. Thank you, Async Awake. And let's see. Decision rock is a decision enum, holds a value of 1, does not equal 1 unless you cast the enum. Correct, Tommy Two Toes. Yep, because a type comparison has to happen first. Yeah, so... Alright, so that's basically enums. Let's jump back into our code. I think I got a basic explanation of what we were doing here for all the new people that have shown up. And anybody else that shows up, I'll still explain it if you ask, but I'll probably do a shorter rundown at that point. So right now we have a simple set of bots that run, and they are in here in the bots section. So as anyone can guess, dynamite only just returns dynamite, paper only just returns paper. etc., etc. Now I'm going to make Cleverbot, which is going to be a new bot. And I'm doing this because I want to have one that can win. So we're going to make Cleverbot. Cleverbot is going to be a bot. We're going to implement the missing members. Smarter. Well, clever bot. There were questions. Thanks. Yes, thank you for being awesome and assisting people with things, everyone in chat. You are all being great as usual. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Maybe neural network to learn from other players. Yeah, Tommy Tuto's, someone is going to do, I'm sure someone's gonna do some kind of machine learning or something at some point to their bot. That's not what I'm gonna do with Cleverbot. Cleverbot's clever. Not actually intelligent, just clever. Okay, so here is what we are going to do. Cleverbot needs... So we're going to say previous result. Okay, I need to change up what previous result is that we're getting here. So this is not a round result. This is... Hang on, I need to find where this is called, not where it's set, where it's called. There we go. The round runner passes in the previous run round. Is that all that's used for? Okay. So here we preview result. Yep, the good old preview result. Like it's not very complex enough, Tommy, but I'd like to see it. Yeah. No. Someone will do that in another project. It'll be in another bot. I could never have done streaming. I actually managed to. David Whitney. Yeah, I have seen that before. I am, in fact, I'm planning on doing some of those on stream. The thing I hate about that website is that that it sends me emails. It sends me way too many emails. I have debated many times, canceling my account on that site because I have not been on it and done anything with it in years, and yet it continues to send me information. Okay, so here is what I want to do. So we're going to pass that in here. We're going to add the result. We're going to get the match from the last round. So we're going to get match result from round results. Run the round, passing in the previous result. Okay, so the previous result is whatever it was last time. So what I want to do is this. Get player 1.2. I'm going to say to player specific. Player 1. I want to give you the information that is in your perspective, so I am going to do that. And you'll understand why I'm changing this in a second. So we're going to create a method over here to player specific, and that's going to be the bot. And then the round result is that. So in theory, if we had our timing right, we actually could allow a human to play this game against the bots, which would be weird, but we could potentially do it. Bot dot, we're gonna say if if bot equals winner, I want to make a new type for this. Public previous decision result. Whoops, I forgot to add the word class in there. Public class, previous decision result. You'll understand why I'm doing this in a second. I want this only to be yours. So, bool 1. I don't really like this. Might not do it this way, but I'm putting that in there for now. 1 lost draw. Decision, your previous decision. Opponent, previous decision. I'm actually just going to say your previous because that's a little shorter. No, I don't want this. Oh, maybe I'll make an enum for that. Public enum. Round result. 1 tie, win, loss. What's it not like about that? Oh, yeah, it already has round result. That's funny. It's not a round result. No. Yeah, we could, but I'm not a big fan of null being a draw. Oh, you're thinking win is 1, draw is 0. Yeah, see that's the confusion, Tommy. I was thinking a null would be a draw. So, yeah, I guess it could be a outcome. All right, that's fine. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Round outcome. Okay. I wonder why win is thing. And actually, I'm going to do it like that. Loss and tie as the loss, win, tie. Okay, so now here's what we want to say. We want to say if you're the winner. So new previous decision result. We're going to return a result. Now this is going to change the type that we specify. So this is the object we want to give to each bot before they make their decision. Each bot needs to get a set of information, and I want to give it to them in their perspective, so that as a programmer writing an AI for this, it's going to be super easy for you. You just look, hey, what did my opponent throw? What did I throw? Did I win or lose? Okay. And I don't want to give them like the full information. They don't care who's player 1, who's player 2. They want to know who they are, right? So I need to put it in their perspective. So I need to make it 1 for each player. Now, alternately, I guess at the point where I was creating a round result, I could instead create 1 of each of these, 1 for each player. We'll figure that out. If we need to refactor it, we will. So, previous decision result is going to be that type there. We are now going to say result dot. If you're the winner, the outcome equals 1. Else if actually I want this to be the else if. So we're going to say result dot outcome equals loss. So I'm going to do this. If winner equals null. Result dot outcome equals tie. So if there's no winner, it's a tie. If you are the winner, then you win. And if you weren't the winner and it wasn't null, then it's a loss. So that is the way that we can make that one work. Greek question mark, line 16. Oh, yeah, I got it. Let's see. Result, winner. Okay, and yes, I know that's kind of ugly for now. Don't worry about it too much. We're just kind of putting this in to begin with. It'll need to get niced up a little later. Where are we? We're inside of results. Yeah, I'm good with this being inside of the results. Whoops, no. Move it to its own thing, please. Move this to its own thing, please. There we go. Okay, so 2 player specific. So there we go. Result dot. Oh, also, we just need to know who you are then. If bot equals player 1, then result dot opponent previous equals player 2 played, and your previous equals player 1 played. Else it's the reverse of this. Okay, now I'm going to need to write some tests for this, because this code is not going to work well if we don't get this tested, because all it takes is, you know, if I messed up one little thing here, we are going to get some confusing results. So, let's throw new not implemented exception. There we go. So we don't need that doing that yet. Where this is called, it's going to be bombing, because those results need to get, that type needs to get fixed. Vertigo, welcome, thanks for following. Let's go ahead and get this unit tested now. Which actually, before we do that, let's change this type. Change the type of, to round result, change the type of the parameter on that bot, so that's going to change everything. I prefer test first, then code, but there are some exceptions to that, Tommy Two Toes. You probably saw in the last stream, because you were here on Thursday, that I did most of our code test first, but every once in a while, if I'm like in a thing and I've already gotten my brain how I plan on doing this, I'll write the code and then go back and write the tests. It depends. If I haven't already figured out in my head what it is and I've already, you know, reserved the memory up here to do that code, then I'm going to write the tests first. And so that's where I draw that line, is whether or not I have already gotten it up there. As you probably know as a programmer, yeah, exactly. Context switching really messes us up. Like... That's part of the reason why programming is so difficult at times, is it's like, if you didn't get in your head, oh yeah, I need to do this, then you're not gonna, like, once you drop that, you have to refigure everything out again. So, context switching is dangerous. Okay, where was that? That's on round result, which is inside of core game results. So let's make a folder called result. I can type, everybody, I promise. No, I can't type. I was lying. I never learned in school. This is round results tests, and we're gonna call this. Whoops. Oh man. MZGNR, welcome. Thanks for following. Much appreciated. Welcome to Dev Chatter, and I apologize for not even taking a guess on pronouncing your name. I got scared and worried I would mess it up. So, if you want to tell me how you pronounce that, I will try to say it right on stream. Yeah, not even going to try it. I often end up with a general protection for when I try to swap kinds. Yes. Oh, Messenger 1. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that could be. It could be Messenger. Yeah. That could definitely be Messenger. Okay, so I want to do a little bit of testing here of this. So we're going to go ahead and add an XUnit fact. We're going to say public void test1 because I don't know what I'm testing yet. Once we know what I'm testing, then I'm going to put a real name in there. So in order to do this, I need to make a new round result. So there we go. So I'm going to make a new one of these. This is going to have some special stuff in it, and then we're going to say two-player specific, passing in a new, doesn't matter what bot it is, new dynamic bot, named Boomy. Because why wouldn't it be named Boomy? Player specific for Boomy. And player specific should outcome should be outcome win. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to see if this blows up. We're going to set the winner equal to this variable here that I'm going to pull out. Bot. So I'm going to toss this up on the top. We're going to have winner is the bot, and we're hoping that that gets assigned as expected. Assign winner given winner as player. Okay. No problem. If it's Messenger, that's awesome, but welcome. No need to apologize about the name. That's why I was apologizing, because I couldn't get the name. I usually try to say, like, when people follow or say hi or in some way interact, I usually try to say their name, because it's, you know, nice thing to welcome people. And I do my best. But every once in a while, I just get thrown through a loop and can't figure out what it is. So, which is on me, not on you. Assign loser given loser as player. Not that I'm a big fan of, you know, calling him the loser, but that, I mean, it seems kind of lame to do that. So we're going to call this loser, Boomy, winner and loser. So winner equals winner and loser equals loser, and should be loss. So we asked about the loser. Less victorious, simply not winner. Yeah. Loser's kind of a mean thing to say. So this is less Boomy and more Boomy. Clearly that is the difference in their names. Oh, Karma Lightwing. Yeah, sorry about that. We are listening to Relax Daily, so it is intentionally relaxing music while we code. Oh, that's awesome, Spartan. I'm really glad that enums make sense now. Yeah, as I said, with a lot of things in programming, you just need to get it to click. Once it clicks, it's pretty easy to work with. That's how programming works. Like, when someone tells you, no, this is easy, it's like, it's not easy. It's easy once you get it. It's easy once you get it. And, like, we can all get it, but it just, you know, you gotta figure it out. So, okay, so we can assign the winner, we can assign loser, assign, return, tie, given tie game. Okay, so in this one, winner is going to be null. And actually, I'm just going to grab bot this time as Boomy. So we're getting for that one, and it should be a tie. Okay. So yeah, my tests are kind of repetitive right now, so I want to fix that. But right now, I just want to assign player move. Correctly. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to create a full result. Given full scenario. So I'm going to check them both real quickly here, and here's what we're going to do. So we're going to make player 1 and player 2. So more Boomy and less Boomy. The winner is going to be player 1. Here's what we're going to build real fast. We're going to have the winner be player 1. We're going to have player 1 be player 2. Just kidding. Just kidding. Rexy, welcome. Thanks for the lurk. Wait, Rexy, you're not going to hang around and you're not going to... But Rexy, we need you here. We can't program without you, Rexy. Why not declare them outside the test? Tommy Two Toes, I will switch them to fields. Give me time, don't you worry. I said they were repetitive, and I intend to make them work better. So decision, dynamite. Player 2 played. Decision, paper. Paper doesn't beat dynamite. Tacos. Tacos. Okay. So for player 1, we're gonna get player 1 specific, player 2 specific. So we're gonna go ahead and get the version for each player here. So player 1 specific and player 2 specific. So player 1 won. Player 2 lost. So player 1 specific, not outcome. Your previous. Player 2, and so player 2's opponent previous. So these should be the same thing. So that's, they should each be dynamite. Now I'm going to flip these. We're going to check that paper is what is on opponent and your. So those should be flipped like that. So that is a big thing, but let's see if it works. Plot twist, paper rolled up is dynamite. Another George, welcome. Thanks for following. Hopefully that means you're enjoying Dev Chatter. Okay, so it looks like it works. So we had a question from Tommy Two Toes, which is, hey, you're using the same objects. Why aren't you pulling those out into fields? And to which I might say, hey, yeah, that's a good point. Why don't I pull Boomy out into a field? And actually, why don't I do it from this one? We're going to replace both occurrences, and we'll call this underscore player 1. Doesn't really matter who they are. So we're going to say underscore player 1. And this one we're also going to pull out into a field. And we're going to call this one underscore player 2. Don't worry, I'm going to make them both read-only in a second. That is underscore player 2. Player 1 and player 2 are player 1 and player 2. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and delete those. Now I'm going to rename it. And I'm going to rename that one. And oh, magic! Now I'm going to add read-only to that one and read-only to that one. And there we go. I did a little bit of magic. Okay, actually random question. What does the brackets on fact mean in C#? Karma Lightning. Okay, so whenever you have square brackets, this is called an attribute in C#. And as Tommy Tutos says, that is actually correct. This is part of the unit testing framework that I'm using. So this is the XUnit framework. And the square brackets fact here is called an attribute. Now in this case, this is a method attribute. In C#, there are different types of attributes. There are class attributes. So I could actually have an attribute up here. And you'll see that I could have, like, you know, there are a whole bunch of attributes that are available that I could put in here. Some of these aren't attributes, some of them are. But anyway, the point is that you can put an attribute up there. So if I made my custom attribute, I could call it, you know, like foo, right? And I could have a foo attribute up there. That's a class attribute. You can have method attributes. You can have property attributes. You can have field attributes. So the idea is you can have attributes on them, and they sort of decorate the object. They have some special properties when they interact. The common one you'll see in ASP.NET is an authorize attribute, or an action filter, or something like that. You'll see those a lot in ASP.NET. And when we do that, I will do some explaining of how those work, because it is a little interesting. And yeah, as David Whitney says, they're an aspect-oriented programming style. So yeah. It's an interesting thing. They give us a little bit of control of what we're doing. So I'm actually going to get rid of Boomy here, because for this one it didn't matter what bot we used as long as we used the same one twice. Again, in this one it's the same concept. It didn't matter which bot we used. And so that is what we needed there. I'm going to run these tests again, and now it should be a little bit better. Yes, Greendolf. I agree. We do need to get me partnered specifically because Greendolf needs to be able to watch at a lower quality while on mobile. It's very important. Okay, so that ought to work. That's player-specific piece, so let's go ahead and... I want to jump back to Cleverbot. So here's what Cleverbot is going to do. Here's what makes Cleverbot clever. Get move that beats. Decision, get decision that beats decision to beat. Okay, so we're gonna say get, and the reason I put that as a method is because I am gonna move that elsewhere. Okay, so what do we have here in the chat? But as they are today, attributes are more like signposts in the code. You can search for and use reflection API within features based on what you... Yeah, David Whitney's correct. Some of the implementations of a couple of the features of C# do leave something to be desired. In general, the language is a very good language and has a lot of what we actually want to have in there. So C#'s actually a very, very powerful language. I like it a lot. Okay, so we need to get the decision that it beats it. So far, my limited experience, the only use I have had for them is either an ASP.NET Web development or unit tests. Yeah, Tommy Two Toes, that's where they come up. Yes, exactly. So part of the reason why we want we want improvements in C# is because we like C#. If we didn't like C#, we wouldn't want it improved because we wouldn't care because we wouldn't be using C#. But many of us do love C#, think it's a fantastic language, and want to keep using it. So here's what I'm going to do. I am just going to do this. Add the missing cases. We're going to throw a not implemented exception if we didn't get one of these. And then we're going to replace these with to beat. So decision to beat. So if we received rock, so our opponent played rock before, we're going to play paper to beat rock. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down this list, get those changed. If they played dynamite, we're going to play water balloon. If they played water balloon, we're going to play paper. If they played scissors, we're going to play rock. If they played paper, we're going to play scissors. And then on water balloon, we need to make a random choice, but I'm not sure I can do that just yet because I don't have the code to make a nice random choice. So we'll choose rock because good old rock, nothing beats rock. There we go. So Cleverbot. Let's go jump back to our page that does the run the game because I think that probably, yep, it just had a list of them. So we're going to have a Cleverbot. We're going to name it. It doesn't need a name. It names itself as Cleverbot. It has its own name. There we go. Now, whoops, we are going to see how it competes. Alright, Cleverbot, let's see how clever you are. Yeah, see, it's so clever it names itself. None of the other bots name themselves. Run the game. Oh, bonk, bonk. Not implemented. We must not have passed in a real value. Uh-oh. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Cleverbot received the decision to beat, which was opponent's previous value. This got called from here. We have passed that in, which means that our round results are not actually getting set. That's what that means. Run round. No, it was. I don't know then. Let's debug this. What happened? Helloja! Hello! Greetings, welcome. Glad to see all the friendly faces here today. I can't actually see your faces. I just see your names in chat. Webcam, you guys see me, I don't actually see you. That's explaining streaming. I know you didn't realize that. Just a heads up. Possibly the tie. Ooh, David Whitney. Yeah, could be a tie. Blow it up. So clever in his attributes. Great for storing cross-cutting data about a type. All this is the class. And David Whitney. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Welcome. Oh, yes. I can't see you if I... Yes, my eyes are closed so you can no longer see me. Yes, Tommy Two Toes, you are wearing your pretty shirt for no reason. I can't actually see all of you. Cleverbot. We're actually going to jump straight to Cleverbot. because I want to see what that object is that it got. What did Cleverbot get as the previous result? Ooh, empty values 0, tie. What happened, I wonder? Jumping back here for a second. Oh, first round, that's why in the first round it's null. And so it's a new object with null values. That's why Cleverbot just wasn't protected against that. Alright, so in that case, here's what we're going to do. So that's not Cleverbot's fault. It's just going to return back rock. Because good old rock, nothing beats rock. Yeah, so we're building essentially a tournament-style rock, paper, scissors application. So basically what that means is that we're building this system that will allow the... Oh, Cleverbot wins. See, there you go, it's clever. So essentially we're going to be able to add bots to this. Long run, they're going to be bots that aren't just coded into the system like ours. They're going to be coming in from Web API, other things like that. That's how it's going to work. And I apologize, guys, I need to do one thing. One second, I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. No, not cat problems. It is just too warm in the room right now, so I had to turn on my AC because I didn't actually have it running on the room today, and so it got really warm in here. So I apologize, my audio is going to be a little messed up for a second, but we are back. And that is correct, Tommy Two Toes. That is window AC unit just kicking up there. I will do this, which might help with some of the audio to get mine a little clearer. I just need to cool it down a little bit in here. If I do that, it might not be as bad. So, okay. Anyway, so that will get the bot running there. And yes, async away. We grabbed a Pepsi too. Okay, so our Cleverbot clearly wins. And the reason it's winning so easily is that these other bots are static, so no matter what they choose, Cleverbot just picks whatever beats them. So Cleverbot is basically just designed to beat the other bots. That's really weird, Tommy Two Toes. But hey, if need be, I can turn it off in a second. I just need to slightly cool the room down a little bit. There we go, it's off. Is that better? I don't know what the... It's a really weird description. Anyway. Okay. So that ought to make that work. So Cleverbot is pretty good. So we've added Cleverbot. Add Cleverbot, Cleverbot, and provide useful info to bots. No! Undo. Approved bot info. There we go. Fixed. Ah, there we go. Okay, well, I will turn it on then. And yes, I totally have a remote control from an AC unit that's in my window. Despite the fact that my house actually does have central AC, I just heat this room up with lots of computers. So I keep an AC unit in here. WorldWake, if you whisper the link to me, I can post that link. Can't have our front figure nerd overheat and pass out on it. Yes, exactly, Tommy Two Toes. That is correct. That would be a bad idea. Cleverbot does its thing. That works. We're gonna publish that branch. So that'll be up there. WorldWake was going to whisper a link to me, I think. Don't have it yet, WorldWake. Don't have it yet. Okay. There it is. I'm going to whisper when I figure out how to whisper. Never done that before. If you're on this site here, it's this little thing right here. You click on that and that'll bring it up. There, like that. Yes, you got it. Success. There's the link. That was brave of me to click on it on stream, huh? Man, machine, zero, they invented this. I will look at that later, because I'm not sure what's in there. Okay, so Clash with Goblin. I want to start programming so bad, I just can't find a place to start. Everywhere says somewhere different. Well, if you'd like Clash, I can say somewhere different that you could start looking. Will that help? I was just kidding. The short answer I would give you there is there are a lot of places to get started. So that's why you can get new answers from just about everybody. It depends on what you want to learn, how you learn best, other things like that. I think there are a lot of good answers. So what are you looking to do eventually, Clash? Start guessing 0, 1, and the point is the computer starts guessing away over 50% of guessing your next move once you've clicked long enough. Guessing. Oh, that's kind of cool, WorldWake. So it thus proving that humans aren't really random and it can figure out what your patterns are, huh? That's kind of neat. I like that. So that's very cool. So I guess the short answer to your question there, Clash, is with an answer like Python, it shows that you've already picked a language, and I guess I wonder, like, so you've chosen the programming language that you want to learn, but what I wonder is, what do you want to do with programming? So, like, what's your goal? What do you want to, like, do you want to make games? Do you want to, like, do you just want to program because you think it's cool and you want to learn about computers? Do you want to write programs to help yourself with stuff? Do you want to make a career out of programming? Do you want to write business applications? Like, what do you want to do? And that's sort of like, and what do you find fun and interesting about programming are really the questions, because what's going to help you learn programming best is having something you want to do with it, having a goal, having an interest, having something that you think is awesome about it. So whatever interests you and gets your attention, that's what you want to be doing with programming. So that's my main suggestion, is make sure that you're always doing things you're interested in. So it's how we keep ourselves passionate and motivated. So yes, WorldWake, it probably could figure out how to play rock paper scissors against you pretty effectively. Very, very simple algorithms could play rock paper scissors. You don't need to be all that smart. Hence why Cleverbot can beat all those other bots without, really any logic at all. What he said is why I don't get why some people even study this. Money is a horrible motivational factor to learn. Yes, exactly. So, you can make a lot of money programming. It's pretty easy to get a job programming. You basically just need to understand the basics of programming and understand programming languages, tools, and things like that. And you can get a job programming. But if you really like programming and you are passionate about it and you are interested in it, I recommend that you try and focus on that and try to keep that in there as well. So if you are just generally interested in programming as a career and you think programming is fun and interesting, then I would recommend that you try figuring out what types of things, like what types of programming, what type of programming you find fun and interesting. So if you like building applications and stuff, find a simple project that you can build, either something on your own, something that you can collaborate with others, and build that. If you like seeing even a simple application come up with a result that's cool, write a whole bunch of simple applications. Go do programming exercises and katas and things like that. That's a great way to learn programming in a way that will keep you interested. Clash with Goblin, thank you for following. What's a good C++ book or course? So I learned C++ a long time ago, and I haven't actually read a book on it in a while, so I don't actually have a good recommendation. I wish I could get you one on that, but I'm so far out of that. I haven't actually been programming in C++ in quite a long time. Hey, there you go, C++ Primer. Thank you for chiming in with that. One of the nice things is there's usually somebody in here that does know those things. So yeah, so most of what I do these days is C#. It's a higher level language than C++. I like it quite a lot. It's very good for application development, which is not what C++ specializes in, although you can do application development with C++. Okay, so we have that piece running. So I think now what we've got works. So I think that is actually a pretty good setup for our bot. So I'm going to send in this pull request because this is the transition point where I want to start setting up the idea that this bot needs to talk to another website, another web API to get its data. Oh, yeah, see? There we go. Discussion in chat. Thank you, everybody, for chiming in on that one, because that is not my area of expertise on that one. Okay, and then we'll do that. Also, stuff like live should VS Code and telepath enemies. Yeah, so Karma, that's actually what I was going to suggest, and it doesn't need to be like a mentoring thing. You could learn with someone. Yeah, if you get a partner, do some pair programming back and forth, unit test it, write some code. It would be really awesome. So I know some developers that were doing some back and forth when they were trying to learn and were just junior devs, and it was really interesting. Okay, so couple of things I want to talk about. I want to remind everybody of this stuff. I'm actually going to wrap a little bit early. I'm still not feeling that great today, so I want to apologize for everybody about that. I was planning on just doing a 2-hour stream, which was going to end about 20 minutes from now. Anyway, so I want to thank everybody for showing up today, and thank everybody for the follows and participation in chatting in here. I want to mention that our usual schedule is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. We stream at all those times, and if you take a look down below, you'll actually find our schedule there where we talk about where you can see what we do on stream, and it's in your time zone. So, for example, I'm in Eastern time, so if I scroll down here and show you the panel that we've got, where is it? Ah, there it is. You'll see the now live right here. Shows me Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and the times of the stream, so you can look down below to take a look at that to see when our stream is. And then you can also check out our code on GitHub, because everything we work on stream is actually out on github.com/devchatter. I push it all out there. And on there you can find our stream info section, which has scheduled upcoming streams. So the thing I want to talk about is next week we actually have 2 pair programming streams, Thursday and Saturday. So a week from today will be a pairing stream, and a few others as well. So if you want to see who's going to be on the stream, you can take a look at that to see what's coming up next. Leith, Justin Horner, and Wicked Blue Ninja, thank you all for following. Much appreciated. So I am going to be trying to get more guests on the stream as well. So the goal with guests is I would like to have, roughly speaking, about 2 pair programming streams a week if I can get them scheduled out for that. So that we've got 2 where it's just me in the week, and then 2 where we've got guests. If we can get that, that would be my ideal. We may sometimes go above that, and I'm sure we'll frequently be below that with maybe only 1 or no guests in a week, but we'll just see how things go. Other relevant information, if you want to keep... Oh, and BG Rocky, I'm guessing? BG Ricky, welcome, thanks for following, and I apologize if I butchered anybody's name. If I did, just let me know and I will do better next time. I also wanted to mention to everybody that our Discord chat, so Discord is a chat application that's frequently used by gamers and Twitch streamers. Our Discord actually does get traffic and discussion about programming, so if you want to chat about programming, specifically these projects, or really anything else you're working on, our Discord's a great place to do that. I posted the link in chat there. So if you want to check that out, feel free to join our Discord, and you can chat with us while the stream is not going. And I do post the occasional thing there, and we talk about what we're going to be doing on stream, so that's a good place for that. And then other than that, I thanked everybody for that. I wanted to thank a couple of people for hosting us today. I think we got hosts from C# Fritz, as well as Hacking TV and Honey Pop. So I want to thank everybody that hosted us, everybody that showed up, and there's another one, Tommy P127. Yeah, see, there we go. So as Tommy Two Toes said, we only need 98 more followers until we hit our next goal. So 1,024 followers is actually our next goal. Once we hit that, I'm going to be scheduling a special event stream. I have some ideas for what we want to do with that. I didn't want to put in specifically what it is, but I am going to plan a special event stream I will definitely get guests involved in that, and I'm going to do some kind of prize giveaway. I haven't decided what it is yet. Might be something with like a license for either like training materials or some kind of software, something like that I can get, or might be a physical thing. Don't know yet, but I will find some kind of prize giveaway that will be a prize that is available to probably anyone that was a follower, that is a follower at the time that we do the prize giveaway. So I haven't decided exactly how I want to do that, but I figured I'd let people know that's what he's talking about when Tommy Two Toes says that we are getting close to our follower goal. So thank you everybody for sticking around, chatting with me today, and I'm going to go and try and cool off, make sure I'm feeling alright, because I'm not feeling up for doing the last 15 minutes of the stream. But I wanted to thank you all for stopping by today, and I will see you all on Monday. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. For those of you that don't know, here in the U.S., Monday is a holiday, but I am still going to be streaming, and I will catch you all then. So, thanks. Have a great day, everybody.